Hi guys, in this video I want to talk about what's going on when you're reliving the past in your mind. When you're thinking of old conversations, looking at old texts, or just visualizing things that happened that you did not prefer between you and your person. When you bring memories into the present moment, you're recreating the same exact energy and scene that caused maybe the breakup or whatever happened, an argument, a separation. And if you're working on manifesting a reconciliation, a reconnection, a committed, loving relationship, why would you focus on things that you do not want more of? Okay? That's quantum physics. That's science. What we focus on grows, right? You put awareness on something, you get more of it, right? You're in a poor state of mind, angry, you're going to attract that in from the 3D. That's happened to everyone. Like, that's not debatable. So if you're trying to reconcile with someone and you want to manifest your person back, why would you pick the negative things that happen between you? Why not focus on the positive things that happened, the loving feeling that you had when you were with them, the connection, how it felt, the good times, the way that they looked at you or the way they made you feel. That's the end feeling. That's the feeling state that you want to be in and marinating in and getting stronger and putting your awareness on, okay? Being in a loving, committed, beautiful relationship, being married, being their spouse. When you keep looking back or saying, they did this or they didn't do this, you're creating resistance. And you're blocking yourself. You're not doing anything to them because they're not separate from you. Whatever you're doing to yourself is just going to emanate out and reflect back. So nothing is separate from you. So if you think like you're holding a grudge or you're punishing them or they're going to do better this time if I do A, B, and C and ignore them, no. That's not how it works. You have to be in a place inside where you're experiencing the relationship that you desire within and really accentuating the highlights and the positives of the connection. Because, let's be honest, no relationship is going to be perfect. Even if you have an amazing connection and you reconnect and you did a lot of inner work and you're in your end state, there's going to be points where, things happen, we're human, but you have to take responsibility for your inner relationship and what you're projecting out and what you're thinking about them, what you're assuming to be true about them, right? Because I think people assume things to be true and they don't even realize that it's not even probably what's really going on, and you create this whole story in your head and you stick to it like you're getting paid for it, and it's not even real. Like, you're just creating it. So why not create the positive version and get out of the negative spiral and start to realize that if you are creating, your outer reality, you're projecting out, why not create something that you're going to want to see reflected back? Okay, only you can do that. If you need coaching and you want to develop a very strong inner belief relationship within so that your outer relationships will all change, it's not going to just be with your specific person. Like, everything's going to change, right? Because your whole entire identity changes when you stop becoming or being a victim of the 3D and letting it dictate how you feel. This is what's going on today. I had so many things show up in the 3D that I could have fell victim to, and I didn't. Big challenging things. So I want you to understand that you are not your circumstances. You are not your 3D circumstances, and you're definitely not your old story. You only are that if you keep allowing it to replay, like a broken record. Stop doing that, okay? Stop hindering yourself. Stop blocking yourself. If you want something you gotta lock in, commit to yourself. And commit to yourself like you would commit to the person that you want to be with. Commit to that version of you. And don't let anyone tell you different. Don't look for outside proof. Don't wait for the 3D to tell you it's okay. It looks better now. Now I can believe it. No, you decide that you have God, source, creator inside of you. And you're gonna take control of your attention and your consciousness, and you are gonna reflect out what you want to have in your outer reality. And like I said in my last video, if you have a bad day or a bad week and you spiral, it's fine, just get back into it. It doesn't matter. Even if you texted them or said things that you don't, regret it after, none of it matters, because you can just revise, do Ho'oponopono, do some healing. It's when you get stuck in this pattern of continuously looking at the 3D and you're addicted to the 3D and you don't start to shift into I am the creator and you're not building that relationship within, then you're stuck like on the hamster wheel, and nothing's going to change. It's going to be more of watching the 3D, more of sitting in the parking lot and not going into the restaurant eating, and just waiting outside and hoping that, it's going to come to you. So it's all an inside job. There's nothing to change but self. You don't need to do anything in the 3D. Inspired action will come to you, or the resolution of the thing will come to you. It'll show up in your reality. Like, you don't have to do much. I would love to get into telling a lot of stories about how oddly things came in when I manifested them, but I don't want to make this video too long. Maybe I'll do another video on success stories of manifesting things and how weirdly they showed up. That's why we cannot manifest the middle. We cannot try to go into the 3D and try to manipulate the parts and the pieces. It doesn't work like that. We have to just be in the assumption that it's done, and then it'll come into your outer reality. I really love the story of Neville's denial when he wanted to be discharged from the military and they denied his request. And that's like a pretty big thing to get overturned, like when the U.S. government says no, denied. And he went to bed for 9 nights that he was sleeping in his apartment in New York, in his imagination. And he walked around as if he was in New York and sleeping in his apartment. And on the 9th day, his commander called him in and showed him that the paper had been crossed out and approved, and he was back to New York the next day. So that is pure belief in self. He knew he was the creator. He didn't question his, commander. He didn't question another human. He didn't ask, AI. He knew, okay, I have the power within me to create a different version of reality. So I'm going to go inward and do this. So stop giving your power away. Stop living off the 3D. If you want coaching, let me know. And I hope this video helps awaken something inside of you so you can see what you're doing if you have not seen your full manifestation. If you want me to talk deeper on another topic, let me know. I'm open to doing that. And I feel like whatever can help, like the majority, is something that I'm always open to doing. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Please like, comment, and share.